And he is the professor who discovered the real Count Dracula and his castle.
It's not something you think you see out there in the darkness. It's a walking corpse. In 1958, I was watching the Late Late Show with Bela Lugosi's Dracula. And I noticed first that it was set in Transylvania. And so I knew that was a real place. And then I noticed in the movie the mention of Bistrica, the town of Bistrica, where the character Jonathan Harker stops over. And then he goes on to the Borgo Pass, where Count Dracula is going to pick him up there. So I went to a map, and I looked beyond Bistrica on this map, and there was the Borgo Pass. So I said, oh, there must be something to this story, more than... It just couldn't have been made up. All the places are impeccably correct.
To his subjects as Dracula, defended his region of Wallachia. In his twisted way, Prince Vlad had a strong sense of morality. He was, it might be said, a law and order man.
And that's the essence of terror, you see. Real terror is the systematic use of indiscriminate violence, which is kind of paradoxical.
But Vlad would not accept this holy site as his final resting place. In 1931, archaeologists opened the tomb. To their horror, the casket and the body were missing. Did Vlad indeed sign a pact with the devil? New York vampirologist Jean Youngston investigates cases of vampirism in the United States.
And as she grew older, she was a teacher. She became a teacher, and when the kids would fall down, she would sop up their blood with a hanky and then take the handkerchief home and suck the blood out of that. There's no way to know who is a vampire. They're pretty low-key.
The vampire cannot cast a reflection in the mirror. This is traditional. This is accepted by everyone. If you see someone standing next to you in front of a mirror and there's no reflection, please look out. Be very careful.
But today's vampires can make do in a dark corner of a modern city.
The last time I was in Greece, a friend who knew I was interested in vampires took me to Santorini, and somewhere he managed to get these 5 anti-vampire pebbles. You're supposed, the way it works is you hold them out toward a suspected vampire and they will run screaming in the opposite direction. In Romania recently, they actually buried a corpse at a crossroad because when it reanimated, it wouldn't know which way to go. Drive a nail through its forehead, cut out its heart, and slice it in twain. Smear it with the fat of a pig killed on St. Ignatius Day, February 1st, October 17th, December 17th, or December 20th. Put a clove of garlic or a stone or a lemon in its mouth. Sprinkle its body with holy water. Drive a stake through its heart. Give it a knitted sock to unravel. Bury it face downward. Take away its shroud. Blow up its tomb.
The vampire must return to his coffin at night or risk being killed by the light of day. Scholars say this simply is not true.
The fact that Dracula and a vampire can really exist during the day but has no power, his powers are not there, that isn't realized today because as kids we grew up seeing in the theaters, on television, the movies where sunlight destroys the vampire. And it doesn't really, if you believe in the reality of the vampire, or you go to Stoker's 1897 novel. The Count seduces women. He has a great conquest of women. Women feel an ecstasy in surrendering to his sexual powers. There's no question about that. But to the Dracula figure, the reality of life is burdensome. To be dead, to be really dead, that must be glorious.
But beware, vampires are among us. We leave you with a warning.
Just a word or two, ladies and gentlemen. A word before you go. When you go to bed tonight, and the lights have all been turned out, and you think you seem to see a figure appearing at the window, just remember, there are such things.
Give it a knitted sock to unravel. Give it a knitted sock to unravel. Give it a knitted sock to unravel.